Hey guys, welcome back to the Horror Punk channel. My name is Brian and I have my Rad 9 picks of 1994. As you all know, 1994 was a big year in cinema. There's a lot of classics out there. I have a lot of favorites from 94, but I wanted to pick a couple different ones. There's a lot of the ones that I enjoy that are on other people's lists. So I wanted to pick a couple different ones to show some more variety. So I'm going to start with one that I recently watched within the last few years. It's not well known. I know some people in the community know what it is, but there's quite a few people that don't. I randomly found this, I think at an FYE, and it was like a used copy. I think I spent a little bit for it, but I'm glad I did. Stars Renee Humphrey and Alicia Witt, and that is a movie called Fun. This movie is far from fun. If you think about fun, you think of having obviously fun, just hanging out with your friends, collecting movies like I do, etc. No, this is different. These are two girls that are very toxic when they're together, and they just want to, they don't take any crap from anybody. They want to just live their lives free, and whether that includes murder and what have you. So really enjoyed this film. I recommend it to just about everybody, so definitely check out the movie Fun, directed by Raphael Zelinsky. The next one here is from my childhood. Now, I do have a DVD somewhere in this mess, but I went ahead and got my bootleg copy of the Blu-ray. I don't think Disney or Sony will ever release this beyond DVD, but like I said, I went ahead and grabbed myself a copy of the bootleg. Now, if they do release it on Blu-ray, I will pick it up later down the line. But this is a movie I grew up with in my childhood, and that is Blank Check. I always enjoyed watching this film. I mean, what would you do for $1 million if you found a random blank check? I think I forget how much money he used on here, but it was definitely at least $1 million, I believe. It's been a while since I've seen this, but definitely enjoyed this one. So guys, check out Blank Check if you haven't before. It is kind of a common movie from 1994. The next one here I have not seen on anybody's list. There is a Kino Blu-ray. This is an Adam Resnick film starring Chris Elliott along with Brian Doyle Murray, and that is a film called Cabin Boy. It's been a while since I've seen this one as well, but I really enjoyed this comedy. Yeah, he's going on to a trip to Hawaii, and he mistakenly boards the Filthy Whore, which is a fishing boat manned by a ragtag screw of salty shipmates, and becomes the vessel's hapless cabin boy and his adventures with that. So definitely enjoyed this film, so definitely guys check out Cabin Boy. Another one from my childhood, which I think I actually saw this in the theater if my memory serves me right. I do have the Super Nintendo video game as well in my collection. I used to be a big gamer back in the day, at least for that console anyway. Again, one of my favorites. I think Miranda had this on her list as well. So, and that is the Pagemaster. Really enjoyed this film. Watched it within the last couple of years, and it still holds up for me. So, definitely has that fantasy, there's a little bit of horror in here aspect, and I also enjoy that it's part live action, part animated too. So this one is directed by Maurice Hunt, so definitely check this one out if you haven't before. There's a small behind the scenes featurette on here, as well as a music video. So, and then there's also Christopher Lloyd's character is really creepy in here. He's a librarian. And then you have voice acting from Whoopi Goldberg, Patrick Stewart, Leonard Nimoy, and Frank Welker. So definitely check that one out if you haven't before. This next one here, I didn't watch it in the 90s. I actually watched it a few years ago. Really enjoyed it. Now it's become one of my favorite films from 1994. Has Christopher Lloyd in it again. This is a Jonathan Prince film. There is a film called Camp Nowhere. Basically, it's about these group of kids. I think they're trying to go to... They want to get away from their parents, so they come up with a fake summer camp, so to speak. So they just want to hang out by themselves, and they decide to call it Camp Nowhere. And they try to trick their parents into thinking that it's a real camp, and they do it for a little while, and then it goes, awry. But definitely enjoyed this film. It also stars what's his face, Jonathan Jackson, Emmett Welsh, and then you get a very early sighting of Jessica Alba in here. She does not speak in the film, but she's at the camp. It's kind of weird that she doesn't have any lines, but she's in there. Next three are my favorite horror films from 1994. Yes, I had to put horror in this stack because I started at an early age, guys. This one here, I remember having a really great soundtrack. Primus was on it, one of my favorite bands from the 90s. This one is a John Flynn film starring Edward Furlong, Frank Langella. That is a film called Brain Scan. This has to do with video games and linking video games and horror together. So definitely enjoyed this one. It's been a while since I've seen it as well, but glad to have it on Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Next one here is one of my favorite John Carpenter films. I've seen this on other people's lists as well. That is a film called In the Mouth of Madness, which hopefully we get a 4K here pretty soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It would look amazing in 4K. If I'm not the only one who would think so. This is inspired by an H.P. Lovecraft tale. It also had some sort of like Stephen King vibes going on in this as well, but it was not written by King. This was written by Michael DeLuca. You get obviously Sam Neill, his character. He very good performance from Sam Neill in here, as well as Charlton Heston. So definitely recommend this one. And Sutter Kane. Do you read Sutter Kane? Definitely check that out. Alright, now I gotta put an Italian film in here because this movie is, well, to me it's a brilliant horror comedy. Known here in the States as Cemetery Man, but overseas it was known as Della Morte Delore. This is a really nice 4K Blu-ray set from Sovereign. Still haven't opened it yet, but I've seen the movie a couple times now over the years. Guy works at he works at a cemetery. He's like a caretaker there. He makes sure that the dead stay dead. It's kind of crazy, right? But really enjoyed that film. Definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it. And then my last pick from 1994 is an obvious one. One of everybody's favorite films from 1994, starring the late, great Brandon Lee, and that is The Crow. What can I say about The Crow, other than it can't rain all the time? So definitely enjoy this film. So those are my picks for my Rad 9 of 1994. Again, there's a lot of other films out there that I enjoyed. Obviously, Jim Carrey films, Clerks. I was going to put Little Rascals on my list too, because I remember watching that film religiously in the 90s. But it didn't quite make my top 9. It was like my 10th one. So, here is my little stack of 9. Let me know in the comments if you've seen any of these, If you agree with my list, if you have other titles you'd like to share with me and my followers, please type away. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys later. Take care, guys. Bye.